Shabbat Shalom, family. You don't need me to tell you that Yahuah used his heavy hand upon Yashar'al. We understand his hand was mighty heavy. It was pressed upon us. It squeezed us. It did exactly what he said he would do. In his hand, there is no one that have a heavier hand than the Most High. He squeezed us to the point. He squeezed the life out of us. We became those dry bones. We didn't even know who we were. And this is something that it was meant for us because of our iniquities, because of what we did. But yes, he laid a heavy hand upon us. His hand was sore and severe. We see the consequences of our forefathers' actions. And it was because of our forefathers, we're going to see in scripture, the reason we are where we are today. But this is his heavy hand laid upon Yahuah. Now, what is this heavy hand? Here's the definition. It is used to say that something has been done without delicacy. He did this without delicacy. This hand, again, when he scattered us into all the earth, when these curses came upon us, when we saw death and no one to bury our dead bodies, this was a heavy hand, and he used the enemy to do this. So it was done without delicacy or with too much force. He used too much force on his people, and he even said it himself. Look at my people. What have I done to my people? He used a heavy hand. It was a tremendous amount of force that he used upon his people. Nehemiah 9:13 through 17. You came down also on Mount Sinai. This is something that our people knew. This is something we need to know. This is where he coming down. Okay, teachers in Babylon, you say, this is what you say. You say that he's going to come down in Babylon, or he's going to come get us with UFOs. The scripture says he come down on Mount Sinai. And in the book of Enoch, he's going to come back down on Mount Sinai again. And this is the meeting at the mountain that most people would miss. So we see he came down on Mount Sinai and spoke with them from Shamayim, and gave them just ordinance and true Torahs, good statutes and commandments. You made known to them your Kadash Shabbats, and commanded them precepts, statutes, and Torahs by the hand of Moshe your servant. You gave them bread from Shamayim for their hunger. These are the things that he did. These are the things we must remind ourselves, because so much we believe that he can't do these things today. He's not powerful. He's not the same one. We forget not being mindful of his power, and told them to go to possess the land which you had sworn to give them. But they and our fathers acted proudly. Here is the problem. We act proudly, stiff. We hardened our necks, stiffed our necks, and did not heed the commandments. They refused to obey. They could have obeyed, but they refused to obey. And they were not mindful of your wonders, didn't consider all the things that he's done, was not mindful. Today we are not mindful of his wonders. We're not mindful of his power. That's why we make these statements like, we can't flee. Esau not going to let us flee. See, you're not mindful of his wonders and his power. Did not Pharaoh chase them when they left Egypt? Was they not chased? And was they not trapped? Be mindful of the Most High power, and no one will be able to shake you. We are not mindful of his power and his wonders. I don't have enough money to leave. I don't have this, I don't have that. We're not mindful of his wonders and his power. And this is something you should build yourself up with, his power. You should build yourself up with his word. I shouldn't have to tell people, be mindful of his wonders and his power. Remember what he did when we was in Egypt. Remember. This is what the scripture says. If we're studying the scriptures, we know this, and we won't have to be reminded that you did among them. But they hardened their necks, and in their rebellion, they appointed a leader. This is what we do today. We appoint leaders. You know, we call them elders. We call them pastors. These people appoint themselves. They're not appointed by the Most High. And so if you are under a leader, it's showing you, this scripture is showing you right now, we should not be under a leader. The Most High should be our leader, him and him alone, right now. They appointed a leader to return to their bondage. But you are Shadi, ready to pardon. He's favorable, merciful, slow to anger, abundant in kindness, and did not forsake them. The Most High still, after all this, didn't forsake his people. Exodus 32:9. And Yahuah said to Moshe, I have seen this people. The Most High knows us. He knows our forefathers. He was there. Remember, that's one of his attributes. Yahuah was there. He was there. He know our forefathers. And he see what we're doing today. And it's a stitch to his nostril. He waking us up, and some things are happening to his people right now. And of course, he definitely do not like it. But it's these people that's making wrong decisions and not heeding his voice. This is the problem. We're heeding the voice of man rather than heeding the voice of the Most High. So he said, I've seen this people. And indeed, it is a stiff-necked people. This is us today. We are a stiff-necked people. I can show in the scripture over and over. I can show in Torah. I can show in the prophets. I can show where none will deliver you from this land. The scripture says none will deliver you. You must deliver yourself. And although I'm blue in the face, people still thinking that he's going to do it all by himself. And there's nothing that they have to do. But that's stiff-necked. That's refusing to hear his word. Deuteronomy 31:27. And here's Moshe. For I know your rebellion and your stiff neck. Even Moshe knows. He knows. If today, while I am yet alive with you, you have been rebellious against Yahuah, then how much more after my death? He's saying I'm with you and you walking in rebellion against Yahuah. And when I leave, I know you are going to go plumb crazy. And this is where we are today. We are plumb crazy. And it's only, do not fool yourself. It's only a remnant. Remember the tree. Yashar'al is the tree. And according to the prophets, it's only going to be a stump left. And most of the tree will be cut off and die. Only a remnant's going to make it. Don't deceive yourself. Deuteronomy 9:13 and 14. Furthermore, Yahuah spoke to me, saying, I have seen this people, and indeed they are a stiff-necked people. You wonder why he had to lay his hand heavy upon his people. You wonder why. Why did he lay his hand so heavy upon us? To the point we didn't even know who we were anymore. He stripped us of our heritage. He stripped us of our language. We did not know who we were. So this is him laying his heavy hand, and this is the reason why we were stiff-necked, and we are stiff-necked to this day. He says, let me alone, that I may destroy them and blot out their name from under Shamayim. The Most High, I've been saying this, he won't be playing with us. He is not playing with us. He only woke us up for the remnant, and the rest will get cut off and die. Just like the scripture, anyone following these leaders will be cut off and die. All you have to do, look around, see what they're doing. They don't have love in their heart. They don't love the Most High. They hate men. They hate all men. They hate you. They hate me. What do that tell you? And I told you, you'll know if they love you. You show love. You don't just say I love you. You show love. Ask these leaders serious questions and see your answers. He says, And I will make of you a nation mightier and greater than they. The Most High was telling Moshe, he's going to kill them and make a nation out of him. Jeremiah 17:23. But they did not obey, nor incline their ear, but made their necks stiff. All through the scriptures we're reading. Why won't we just listen? Don't listen to people. Don't listen to man. Why won't we just listen to the Most High? And understand this. Here's the teachers telling you. Here's the camp leaders telling you today. Well, Moshe was the leader. He spoke, and they listened to him. Is not Moshe a man? The words Moshe spoke. We should know this by now, people. But we don't. The words Moshe spoke came from the Father. These camp leaders, their words is not coming from the Father. How do we know this? It doesn't line up. And you have to have a foundation. Torah and the prophets must be your foundation. Don't wait to get to Paul's writings, Paul's letters, and try to get your foundation there. You're going to miss something. So their words don't line up. And so when their words don't line up, they're not speaking for the Father. And surely they're going to use some of the word. They use scripture. The devil used scripture. So they made their necks stiff that they might not hear nor receive instructions. People are closing their hearts to the Most High. They're closing their ears. They're not shemai his word. And they will not receive instructions. I told you we need instructions. And this is one of the things. People are not getting instructions. They're just being pulled, strung along. They got a string. These leaders, these camp leaders, these pastors, they got a string pulling the people along saying, come on, follow me. They're going in circles. Look at their messages. They are going in circles. Anyone following these camp leaders, you're going to go in circles until the Most High consumes you. Watch the words. Watch the words that come from the mouth of the Most High. Jeremiah 19:5. They have also built the high places of Baal to burn their sons with fire for burnt offerings to Baal. And here we go. We have people today, we're still doing this mess. Maybe not Yashar'al, but yes, some of us, we are sacrificing our kids when we do certain stupid things and our kids end up dying. That's a sacrifice. You leave your kids in the care of a wicked person and you come home from work and your child is dead. You sacrifice your child, which I did not speak or command, nor did it come into my mind. This stuff, we're doing stuff that didn't even come into the Most High's mind. How is it we're doing these things? Lamentations 5:7. Our fathers, and you're going to hear teachers teach this. They won't teach this because they don't believe this. They just don't believe this part of the scripture. Our fathers committed iniquities and are no more, but we bear their iniquity. We are bearing the iniquities of those stiff-necked people that walk before us. It's because of what they did. We had to deal with Yahuah's heavy hand being upon us. When you see our people being slaughtered, it's because of the ignorance of our forefathers, because of their stiff neck, that we have to bear their iniquity. Being born and raised in a land of captivity, you're there because of the iniquities of the forefathers. Nehemiah 9:29. I have testified against them, that you might bring them back to your Torah. He testified. Look, if anyone, the Torah says, cursed is any man who do not confirm all the words. So we have the right to curse anyone. I don't care if they're in the Bible, so-called Bible that was put together by Yahuah. If they're in there and they don't confirm all the words. So when you hear me call Paul a bastard, one person said you went in hard on Paul. We're supposed to go in hard on those that do not confirm all the Torah. Curse it. Cursed is the one that do not confirm all.